Today we'll continue on with the last part of the Maimer Machar Chodesh. So what we learned till now, we're talking about what a person's mission in this world is, that the neshama comes down from the highest place where it sees reality, it feels and perceives the reality and truth of godliness. It comes down into a physical existence where the neshama is now faced with darkness, the darkness of the physical body and of this material world. What does darkness mean? There's two aspects to darkness. Darkness is something which is not its own existence, but the lack of light. And then there's something deeper, that darkness is an existence on its own. It's an existence of darkness. And in a similar fashion, in the neshama, the way it's in the physical body and the physical existence, there's two aspects. There's the fact that the body, the existence of the physical, doesn't allow the light of the neshama because it's covering over the light of the neshama. That's one aspect. In other words, the neshama is light, the neshama is energy, truth, godliness. The body conceals that, it covers it over, it doesn't allow the light to come shine forth. That's just the idea of the lack of light. Then there's a deeper concept that the body and the physical existence is darkness on its own, as a creation on its own, as a separate entity of darkness, an entity that not only doesn't allow the light of the neshama to shine through, but an entity that has its own existence, an existence where it is away from Hashem. A person's job is to change that. And that's what we learned in the Maimer, that there's three ways of changing it. There's iskafia, use intellectual explanations, convincing, until we convince the physical existence. No, don't hide. That's not the reality. That's not the truth. Don't cover it up. Ishafcha, connect to a higher light, a higher source, a higher energy. That's the idea of connecting to a Rebbe. A Rebbe gives strength and power, but I'm not dealing with the physical existence. I didn't really accomplish the mission and the purpose of why my neshama came down, because my neshama came down to deal and change the physical existence. I'm not changing it now. That's path 2, but the change is full and complete. But it's not a proper change of the physical existence. I've left the physical existence. Then there's the deeper idea, which is the third thing, which is what we spoke about in this Maimer, is that we reveal the Helem Ha'atzmi, the existence of the body and of physicality, which is in itself an existence that comes before the neshama, that comes before the existence of light. The existence itself, find in it its yearning of Asura Mikan. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of that existence of mine that takes me away from Hashem. And in essence, in reality, my reality is really Elokus. And that was the final idea and the final explanation that we explained of how it goes, of the highest type of thing, because then we're revealing the Helem Ha'atzmi. And that power also comes from Moshe Rabbeinu, from the Rebbe of the generation. But what does it happen? That he enables us to connect to our reality of the physical body, and as a result have that bitterness. And the it's bitter and bad when I'm far away from Hashem, and I want to be connected to the essence and reality of who and what I am, which is the reality of Elokus. Now the Rebbe explains that this is also why this is also the concept of what Mashiach will reveal. Mashiach is going to bring even the tzaddikim to do tshuva. Mashiach, as we explained in the previous Maimer, and as we spoke about in this Maimer, the whole essence of what Mashiach is revealing in the world is the essence of reality. Mashiach, as we said, is the concept of V'heinif Yodei Al Anar, taking away the walls, taking away the separation between the reality and how it's revealed down here, showing the essence of everything, revealing the essence of everything. And that's the concept of this Helam Ha'atzmi. Mashiach brings out the Helam Ha'atzmi, the truth of the physical existence, the truth of every existence. And that's what it means. Mashiach will cause even tzaddikim to do tshuva. The tshuva that's possible presently with tzaddikim is that a tzaddik realizes that no matter what avodah I do, no matter which level of ava, of the love of Hashem, but it's all yesh misha hayev, I'm still in existence. And in existence is darkness. So I constantly would like to leave that existence. But how am I working on leaving that existence? The way it is, bizman hazeh, is that I want to get out of my yeshus. I want to be mevatel my yeshus. And therefore every day I want to go to a new level. But there's something, that means my existence, the fact that there's an existence is negative. So I want to get out of that existence. Then there's something deeper, and that's what Mashiach reveals, the ability for the existence itself, the yesh itself, the existence of the yesh itself it itself can't take the fact that I'm a yesh, and it therefore connects to the reality of the yesh, the true existence. What does that mean? There's a concept which we've spoken about many times, and that's the idea that there's two ways of looking at the world. I look at the world as a yesh, an existence. The real existence is godliness. This existence is a false existence. I have to get away from it. Or there's a deeper thing, and that's what Chassidus explains, that the real reason why, the only existence that there is that says, I am a real yesh, because anything spiritual never says, I'm a yesh, I exist. It always says, I come from a different existence that's higher than me. The only existence that calls out and says, I am a real existence, is the physical existence of the world. But the real reason why it says that is because the ultimate of the yesh hanivra, its true existence, is the yesh hamiti, the true existence, which is atzmos. Since it's the only thing that comes from the true existence, that's why it calls out, I am a true existence, but that's because it really is a true existence, but its true existence is atzmos. And that's something which we explained, the idea of what the Rebbe Marash explains, that there are some people that think that the world is a false existence, and that's not true. The world is a real existence, and the Rebbe Marash proves it from a few different places, and one of them is Bereshis bara Elikim. The word bara means to create. How does the creation comes yesh me'ayin? So it is a yesh, otherwise it wouldn't be called creating. Bereshis bara Elikim, Hashem created the world. So it is a real existence, but the real existence of this world is not the false existence that we look at. It really is the yesh ha'amiti, it really is the true existence that it was created by Hashem. And that's the whole idea of L'chatchila River of the Rebbe Marash, as we started at the beginning of this Maimer. That L'chatchila River means not that I go away from the world. Because if I go away from the world, I can't go L'chatchila River. First I have to deal with the world, realize it's not real, and then go to a different existence that's higher, that's supernatural. L'chatchila River means I look at the world itself and I see that the physical, natural existence of the world itself is atzmos, and therefore in itself is supernatural. So the Rebbe Marash was able to deal with the world and to have gold and harchava and abundance physically and materially, but that abundance itself was one where nature didn't take place. It didn't come in the way at all. So it's not a world where we go l'chatchila river. It's a world where we say that it's a world that says that we have to start with a runter, with nature. In that world, we reveal that the world itself, its reality is l'chatchila river. And that's in a person's avodah. I can take a look and see I'm existing, I'm far away from Hashem, I'm not where I should be, and I can try iskafi or ishafcha to get out of it. Or I can look at my existence and the reality of my existence. That's what Mashiach reveals, and that's what now by connecting to Mashiach, we can connect to that idea and that essence. I exist, and the true existence is a Elokus. And therefore, it itself wants to go away from the falsehood. My existence itself, not something else tells it to go away. That's the Vayashtech Alamayim, the bitterness itself, the existence itself screams, I'm really a Elokus, and therefore I want to go away from the falsehood, which is covering over that truth. And that's why Mashiach brings the tzaddik to Yufta, to true tshuva. Because he reveals the ultimate reality of the Yesh. And he brings him mitzad my existence to come to the tshuva and to connecting to the real existence. And that's why even Moshe Rabbeinu, his existence up until there was the Gili of Mashiach that he had before his passing, with all the milas that I have, but there's still a yesh. It's someone who loves Hashem, and constantly Moshe Rabbeinu strives throughout his life is to get out of that. When he came to the Gili of Mashiach, he came to true tshuva of changing, of going away from my existence and reaching my true existence. That's the true Lasav Tzedikayim V'Siyufta. Not that there was chas v'shalom anything lacking in the Madreg or in the Etzem of Moshe, but there's a totally new Etzem where it's revealing how the essence of the world is in itself godliness. That's something that Moshe Rabbeinu was able to see specifically in the Adam Asher Pnei Adam and the last generation of Ikvas and the Mashiach, where they don't have a connection to spirituality per se, to the intellectual and emotional spirituality, but they have a connection to the essence. You have a connection to the essence of Elokus, the reality of Elokus. And that, the Rebbe explains, is the concept of Machar Chodesh. And that's why it's such a strong concept that it even overpowers and overrides the necessity to say the Haftarah in something that's similar to the Parsha. Because it is everything about what our Avodah is today. Machar Chodesh. Machar Chodesh is a time of now when we're preparing for the Chiddush of the moon. Like we say by Kiddush Levana, Shem Hasidim L'Schadish Kamaisa, we're going to be renewed like the moon. The moon will be renewed. The light of the moon will be like the light of the sun. That's Machar, in the time of Mashiach. When Mashiach comes, the moon itself, the essence of the moon and sun will be the same. The existence, the Makabel, will become like the Mashpia. Will be revealed the reality of it. It's not just going to be receiving. It will be revealed the reality of the physical existence. And yet now is Machar Chodesh. Now we're preparing for it. How do we prepare for it? Through the Avodah of Birurim. Through the Avodah of refining the world. And that's why it's the whole story which is important. Because everything that we do in the time of Mashiach is dependent on what we do now because of that. Because what if when Mashiach comes we'll get to a new existence? To something different, something else. So okay, now we prepare for it, now we get ready for it. When Mashiach comes, that's when the reality will be revealed. But no, when Mashiach comes, the reality of now is what's going to be revealed. And therefore it's all dependent on what we do now and revealing the true essence of the existence now, in our world now. And that's what the Haftarah is talking about, that how does one do it through bow and arrow. That's how he showed in the idea of Avodah Sabirurim. Because the bow and arrow is you pull back the bow, and by pulling it back, by going down backwards into the reality of the lower world, that's what causes the arrow to shoot even further. That shows on the Avodah of Birurim, of refining and revealing in the lowest part of the world the reality of Elokus. And that's why he said, find it out from Shaul. He said, ask Shaul. That was the question. Are the Birurim over? Are the Birurim ready? Have we refined the world? Shaul was the king, and he did already, and was connected to the first mitzvah of being a king. And had he destroyed Amalek, then there wouldn't be any more Galus. Mashiach would come. But that's why he had to ask Shaul. He said, "Ask Shaul what's happening, whether we're ready for it or not." But what he told him if it's still necessary, if there's still birurim to do, Leich Kishlochacha Avaya, that's a powerful meaning of how do we do Avodas HaBirurim? How can I do such a high Avodah? He says, you're doing with Hashem's shlichus, it's Hashem that's sending you, it's Hashem's mission. And that's, okay, we'll do Mitzvah Hashem tomorrow. We'll just finish off and wrap up the last part of the Maimer.